So failed experiment on the last one. Hopefully everybody's gonna come back in. I'll give it a little bit though. Big Pizza's here. Hello. Now we just need to get everybody else back in. I'm so sorry about that. I'm very worn out with the internet issues and trying to do this live stream. Hopefully once we move, we'll have a better connection. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, I hope everybody comes back in. This sucks. Well, Big Feats, you're here, so how are you, my friend? Hope that you're well. Nothing, huh? Anybody? Yay. Hi. Hi, Louie. Okay, thanks, Monica. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Hey, you guys do me a favor, since that link doesn't work anymore and goes to a dead stream. Yes, please do that. Also, share this link as well, if you don't mind, so that people on social medias can find it. Because this is getting ridiculous. Anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get to some listener questions here soon too. More people are coming in. That's good. You know, I didn't want to just, crap out and not have anything for the rest of the night. So I say, here's what we'll do. We'll get going. Ma, get off the phone. I'm on the internet. Ma. Nah, Lucy's not even home. She's driving home from having dinner with her grandparents. So, I'm trying to talk to my friends, Ma. That's my ambiguous Northeast accent, which is a little bit Jewish, but also a little racist. So 11 minutes in and going super, okay, just all right. So anyway, next is going to be Henry McKenna Bottled and Bond, because I'm feeling good about having something good. I don't know. Like I said, I'm tired. So what this is going to be, again, is a listener / viewer Q&A. And thank you guys so much for the questions as well that you put forth on Patreon originally, and then Instagram and Facebook and all over the place. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot. So first and foremost, let's go with a question from somebody who is in here right now, and that would be our good friend, Big Feats. So Chris, this one's for you. Chris asked, have I had Tommy's batch of Booker's 2017? The answer to that is no, I have not. But you know what's funny is one of my local liquor stores still has like 4 or 5 bottles of it. And that was, that's a bottle that came out at the beginning of 2017, and it's still sitting on shelf somewhere. And it's nice too when you can find, like, even like Sip a While or Front Porch Batch from last year hanging around, because those were definitely supposed to be like the best of the batches. Hey, Dad. From last year, but no, I've actually not had Tommy's batch yet, but it's at my disposal if I would like to have some. Ooh, I had a hair in my nose. That felt weird. Ooh. Everybody's saying hello to Dad. Dad's birthday's coming up soon, in like a week and a half, and Monica. Yeah, sure, why not? Lucy would not be terribly happy about it, but Monica, you're gonna love this too. Dad and I are gonna do a birthday episode with him. That's gonna come out the week of his birthday, so be on the lookout for that because that's gonna be a lot of fun. Speaking of Monica, she asked a question over on Patreon, which, by the way, if you want to become a patron of the show, it's patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. And you guys are awesome. I really do appreciate everything that you've been doing so far and helping the show out. So Monica said, I'd really like an episode on bourbons you can only get in Kentucky, so I know what to look for when I come through before Christmas. I know Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond is gone, but I recently tried the Willet Bottled and Bond, which we talked about on the other stream before that crapped out. I'd love to know as many as possible so I know what to buy on my way through. I'd also want to know what you think of the Wilderness Trail bourbon. One other thing, I'd like to know more about the Castle and Key gin. Why is it called the Bourbon Drinkers Gin? So, hey, Brian, welcome in, my friend. So let's kind of break this down into segments because it's a bit long and I want to answer this as fully as possible. So as far as bourbons that are only available in Kentucky, it's starting to dwindle a little bit, but I think that Heaven Hill 6-Year Green Label is still a Kentucky only product. It's possible that it could have gotten out a little bit outside of Kentucky, but I'm pretty sure that it's mostly based to Kentucky right now. That's a great one and a good replacement too for the Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. It's just, you know, not as you know, it's not as high proof, unfortunately. Let's see what else. Early Times Bottled and Bond you can only get in Kentucky. Do I have that up here? Yeah, I do. That's another one that I could. I'll throw that one on the pile as well, on the maybe pile. And then T.W. Samuels, I'm pretty sure is only available at the Bottled and Bond. Oh shoot, there are a few. I'm gonna actually do like a you know, I would like to do a whole New Riff. There's a good one. Hi, Sammy. Welcome in, friend. Are you new to the channel, Sammy? And to the podcast too, I guess. I appreciate you being here. So, cheers to you. It's also interesting to go to like distilleries and see what they have there that you can only get. Maybe not just at the distillery, but, you know, like only in Kentucky. So anyway, let's see. What else did you say, Monica? What do I think of the Wilderness Trail bourbon? I really like Wilderness Trail. And hey, that's another Bottled and Bond. So right to the maybe pile. Yeah, it's another Kentucky only for now. It is. I really like what they're doing. I think that it is one of the best craft distilleries out there right now. I think that Pat Heist and his co-founder are doing a great job. It's Lucy just got home. It's, you know, 4 years old, much like the New Riff Bottled and Bond is. So yeah, I know. I have a lot that are around here that I, you know, just kind of happen to have. Name something else. Let's see what what I can pull out to surprise you with. But yeah, I like Wilderness Trail Bottled and Bond quite a bit. They're awesome. I like the people that work there a lot as well. So grab that bourbon. One other thing you wanted to know is more about the Castle and Key gin. Why is it called the Bourbon Drinkers Gin? And what makes it different? So the biggest thing for me, let me take a drink of water real quick. Apologies. So the biggest thing for me about it is that it is a mash bill reminiscent of bourbon, but when you actually look at the bottle and you read what the mash bill is, it is a rye mash bill. So it's like 63% rye, and I can't remember the rest of them, unfortunately. And then, of course, they go through the whole process that they normally do with gin, and they infuse it with different botanical flavors and all that. But what that is kind of an indication of is that that's going to be one of their products down the line. And Jupiter, you sure don't mean juniper there. Sorry, I don't know why I got such a kick out of that. Also, the hair growing experiment is becoming tedious. Yes, Juniper. I'm sorry, Matt. Do I keep a logbook or spreadsheet of what bourbons I have? Oh, I have had. No. Oh man. Whew. So I, for a little while, did a field notes tasting book, which I kind of, I don't know if it's that I'm too far down the road. It's just that I'm constantly trying new things, and so to really it would be a lot of work, and I think it would be worth it in terms of looking back on everything that I've had, and if there are things. So one of the things too that I've done, especially in 2018, is I have a whole list on my phone of the different releases that have come out this year, and it's always things that I've tried. I mean, it has to be things that I've tried, because if I don't do that, then I'm given an unfair opinion, and that will eventually lead to what I think the best bourbon of 2018 is. And it's a little bit more involved and or scientific than it was last year when I was first starting up the podcast. But anyway, dadgummit, what's going on? What is that nonsense? But I do try to, kind of keep track of things that I have or have not had, because, I get that question a lot of what's really good right now. Have you tried this or that release and everything? So, a spreadsheet, not so much, but like a, just kind of a mental notes, I guess, is more in line with what I do. I am, however, going to be providing a link in yeah, I'm sorry, Louie. I just I'm having an off hair day, I guess. Hair night. I showered earlier because I worked out, but who killed the tax strip? That was me accidentally. This was a particularly hard bottle to get into, if I remember correctly. And this was, yeah, I think I bought this bottle closer to my birthday, actually. But let's see. Is there anything I've not had that is on my bucket list? Mainly right now is just kind of Dusties. This is, it's from this year. It's barrel 5223, and it was barreled on April 23rd, 2008. So, anybody know how old I was in 2008? I'm curious. Curious to see. But anyway, yeah. I love Henry McKenna still. I know it's getting harder to find and more expensive, but it will always be, one of my favorites. Okay, so I'm seeing a couple votes for 20, a couple for 15. Dilly messed up and said 30 originally. I'm not. No, I am not now 40. That'd be funny. 16. Okay, I in 2018, in 2008, when this was barreled, I was 14 years old, and I turned 15 in August. So, yeah, it's crazy. This bottle has the bottle of this bourbon came from a barrel that has been around longer than I have been drinking bourbon. So, how about that? And I'm 25 now, too. So, math. Anyway, Dilly said, "Wow, yeah, wow, I feel old too." Let's go through some more questions that you guys had. My friend Kyle from Bourbon Blind, go follow him on YouTube. He has a great channel too. Knob Creek started the year I did. Interesting. Yes, I did go to EKU for a time. I actually was there much longer than I should have been. I went to EKU for well, I was in college for 7 years because I had some major changes, which sounds like I had major changes, but I changed my major a lot. And so I did indeed go to EKU and graduated actually this year. But anyway, that's that. So yeah. Are you from Richmond? Did you go to EKU, Dilly? Curious. Let me know. Go Kerns. Anyway, Kyle over from Bourbon Blind, again, go follow him on YouTube. He has a great channel. Asked on Patreon, what bottles do you feel are worth over $100 or $150? That is an excellent question. And let me tell you, the first answer is not many. So, oh, Bourbonlands, you're from EKU, or you graduated from EKU too. Oh my gosh. Hey, look at all the people from EKU. My goodness. Lucy and I actually both graduated from EKU. So, crazy stuff, man. Great stuff. I know that looked like I had a weird tick, but I was trying to fix my hair without touching it. Let's do something you can't get anymore. Let's do Old Fitz Bottled and Bond. How's that sound? Let's switch it up a little bit. Go into a wheated bourbon. So, changing up our flavor profile quite a bit here. So Bourbonlands, you and Dilly must have been at I know I still said Lucy. You guys must have been at EKU at the same time. So this is a bottle from as far as I can tell, it's from 2017. And glass handle, and I love this. This was part of my Wheater blend that I did. It was equal parts this, Weller Special Reserve, and Maker's Mark Cast Strength. And funny enough, so I was talking recently too about how I did an episode with Dixon Deadman from Kentucky Owl. I had him try it because he's, a master blender. And in a couple of weeks, you'll be able to hear that full episode. So, yeah. Just bought an Old Fitz 9-year, and I think it is bottled and bond. Yes. I have not had the 9-year yet. I've had the 11-year that came out earlier this year, and I also have had the 14-year. And as far as like best bourbons of 2018 go, the 14 and the 11 are on that list. Excuse me. And they are strong competitors. So, yeah, how did you get that, Monica? That's a good question there, Matt. Thank you. Was that a lottery? Anyway, so back to the question at hand, which was from Bourbon Blind. Asked what bottles are worth $100 to $150. I would say that I think that the antique collection from Buffalo Trace falls into the closer to $100 category. I don't think that Blanton Straight from the Barrel is quite worth $100 to $150. I think it's really good. I really do. I mean, I gave it high praise on the show, but I'm not sure that. Wow, man, you got a stag too. That's fantastic. Um, Matt, I'll get back to you on that in just a second. Um, yeah, I think the antique collection is definitely up there. Blanton's I love. Blanton straight from the barrel, rather, I love. But as far as like Blanton single barrel, just the regular US release, I don't quite think that it's worth um a lot of what people pay for it on secondary. Same goes for like the Weller line. Like it's good, but it's totally not worth paying ridiculous prices on secondary. I just don't get it, man. You know? I mean, some people that's their jam, but not for me. Matt, yeah, I think it is about 5 to 6 years. And the tuition is actually very cheap. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because then I'm going to get into some other things. But anyway, probably shouldn't talk about that. Is there anything else up there? I think Dusty's are, pretty great in that category, but I mean, that's kind of outside the realm. I'll tell you one thing I don't think is worth the premium is Angel's Envy. I think that is a dumb premium. I am not a fan of that bourbon at all. But I mean, it could be that the cast strength is just amazing, but I've not had it and I don't really care to. But yeah, and half the fun is finding the retail prices too. And let me say too, I ran into a honey hole, as we like to call it, a honey hole liquor store, and they had primary prices for bourbons that you normally find on the secondary market at ridiculous prices. And I mean, like a Taylor for $35, and again, like this Elijah Craig that's back age stated at 12 years. That was at market. It's just bizarre when that kind of stuff happens. It's a welcome it's a welcome surprise, but Bourbon Fest had Eagle Rares and allocated. No, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that at all. It's odd that it's become more allocated. And maybe it's because it's age stated. I mean, it could be, that it's a 10-year single barrel, but yeah. No, it is awesome. And I'm definitely gonna not tell people where it is, because I like to keep secrets. And I want to use that place in the future too. So I gotta find it. I gotta go back there soon, because man, I made a haul from there. Made a haul. So anyway, that's why you're sending me $100 a month. Fair enough. You have Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace allocated in Florida. It's weird. Buffalo Trace has said recently that their Trace bourbon is going to stop being allocated because they have enough product around. And yes, sometimes pharmacies can be honey holes. For anybody who doesn't know, in Kentucky, pharmacies are allowed to sell liquor, and that is a remnant of Prohibition era laws. So, yeah. Does anybody listen to the podcast? Podcast with a K. Anyway, SoCal Tomato Guy over on Instagram asked me, have I ever heard the story about Samson and Delilah? And he said, maybe it's the hair. I'm not sure what that's about. Let's see here. Adam Terry said, what lasting impact have the last 5 years made on the industry? Well, I'll tell you, Adam, who's not in here right now, but I hope that he shows up at some point. Hey, Welcome, Mash and Drum. Jason, I'm happy you're here. Yeah, Costco is a really good place to go as well. Yeah, Jason, happy you're here, man. It's good seeing you. Um, so anyway, the question was, what lasting impact have the last 5 years made on the industry? And so what Adam's kind of getting at is wondering what the past 5 years of the bourbon boom, which in the past 5 years really have been the bourbon boom, what kind of impact that's going to have in the industry. I think here's the thing. Bourbon is always reaching new drinkers. It's reaching new aficionados. And I think the biggest thing that it's had is that the most lasting effect is that people are going to look fondly upon bourbon in a way that they probably haven't before. I think that it's always kind of been revered as something special, but I think that now you're going to have people looking at it and going, that is a pinnacle. And better yet, what's it done for Kentucky? Well, for Kentucky, it has really helped our economy. I will say that much. But yeah, I think that I for one think that the bourbon boom is not going to end anytime soon, and my fears are being quelled more and more day by day by seeing the people who take such a vested interest in this industry and want to, make it as successful as possible for as long as possible. So I'm very happy that I get to do this in the middle of the bourbon boom, and I think that it's only helping us. Helping is how I said that. It's only helping us that bourbon is so popular right now. I don't think that it's hurting us. The only thing that's wrong, I guess, is that there's not enough to go around, or is not as much as we would like to actually go around. But oh well. Yeah, I think it is growing stronger. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a very good point, and I really don't think that we are anywhere close to it being over. To I mean, this could go on honestly for another 5 to 10 years. I mean, I think that it's bourbon is having its day in the sun, and it's a long day. It's a very long day. I need to write that song. I think I'm gonna have to write that song. Oh, let's see. This one comes from Bourbon Lens, who is in here right now, I believe, unless he's left. Bourbon Lens asked, what is a bourbon that most surprised you? Either cheap bourbon that was amazing or expensive bourbon that was disappointing. This is a tough one. So I think I would say that the first thing that really surprised me, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, I don't think was it, because that was, so well touted for such a long time that I was like, well, it's got to be good if this many people are talking about it this way. So I don't quite think it's that. I would say probably. I would probably say T.W. Samuels, the Bottle and Bond. I was significantly surprised at how good, at how good that bottle was, and that was really just me buying it for the heck of it. And I haven't made a purchase like that in a while, where it was like, I don't know what this is. I've never had it before. I've never heard anything about it. And I was like, I'll just, because it was $20 for a handle. And I was like, well, I can't, if I don't like it, I'll deal with it. So, Anyway, I think that's the one that surprised me the most recently in terms of a good surprise. Now, a bad surprise though. Ooh. Um Spoilers for this week's episode. Ezra Brooks Barrel Proof. I was not a fan of. I mean, really, it was just kind of it was kind of underwhelming. I want to say too, originally, Calumet 12 year. That's another one that I am not a fan of, especially at the price. Um yeah, Big Feats. I'm gonna show that comment. Yippee Ki I hate I hate that whiskey. It's so bad. It's not good, but I didn't say that. One too though that surprised me at first, and I thought, oh, I'm definitely gonna like this, but it took me a little while to come around to it. Was Baker's, and that was actually something I said on this week's episode as well. Um, I don't know what it was, but I could not palate Baker's, and something just kind of clicked recently, and I just as I said this week, I bit the bottle, and I just bought one, and I love it. I mean, I think it's fantastic. So, man, my hair is just rough, and sorry. Um, Louis was saying I am one of a few people who have said that the old Ezra 7-year barrel proof is not that good. There is just nothing interesting about it. I think that's what it is. It's just boring. And again, I like the people at Lux Row. I think that they're awesome, but it's such a boring product that doesn't warrant the sorry, Brian. That doesn't warrant the price point for it because it's $40 a bottle. And I don't think it's worth it. That being said, I am interested to try it again because it has been open for a few days, almost a week now. I'm curious to see if it's actually done anything during the aeration process. I'm not going to have a whole lot of it, but guys, you better get used to the hair issues though, because over the next few months, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. That was an okay pop. Yeah, I want to try a little bit of this. And I'll put that up there. For anybody coming in, that's the old Ezra Barrel Proof. So, anyway. And there's that cherry cola flavor or smell that I was getting originally too. So, I mean, this has almost been... Yeah, you really will, Louis. This has been open for almost a week. And it's still... It's still as boring and kind of crappy as what I originally thought of it. So, Monica, to that point, the Knob Creek pick that I got a bottle of it, and I finally got a bottle of it at the store at Liquor Barn, and lo and behold, when I went back for another one, and I haven't finished the first one yet, but I wanted to stock up on it. When I went back for another one, it was gone. They had already sold out of it. So sucks. But that's like one of my favorite bottles of bourbon I think I might have ever had. Do I have a go-to bourbon for holidays, i.e. Christmas? Well, it was Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond. But now it's kind of turning into Turkey 101, actually. Anything in that 100 proof range, I think, is a really good option for that. so plain. You know what's funny is it tastes like it has that carbonation of cherry cola on the front end of the palate too. Oh, rough, 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 rough. Ezra's week. I think Easy BP has spoiled me. Nothing measures up. Yeah. Yeah. I think that this is a very boring bourbon that has been, it says on the bottle, it's been charcoal mellowed. I think it's been it's been charcoal mellowed too much. The bourbon works, y'all. The bourbon works. Oh, getting a nice close up of the beard too. Christmas pour has got to be very old Saint Nick. If you can find it, what kind of a comment is that? Still need to try it with OJ. Oh, I wish that I had a store around here that gave tastings of their store picks. That would really help me out. And that's a good point too, Matt. But I think the way that the old Ezra 7-year taste, it's like it's just been filtered too much. It's like it's missing so much of that barrel influence that it becomes something akin to not a bourbon. I mean, really, when I'm just getting like a cherry cola flavor, that's a problem for me. When milk and cookies, yeah. Cleveland Christmas bourbon. That sounds gross, man. Especially with the way you described it. I do not want any of that. Excuse me. Well, I'm already on the barrel proof train, so. Actually, you know what? I did have one more left in the bottom of the bond category. I don't want to mess myself up. Can't stop thinking about Rocky. Old Ezra is thin, in my opinion. I think it's thin and boring. I think that's just it. Gives picks. Oh, gives samples of everything. Yeah. ECBP is definitely a Christmas bourbon. I totally agree with that. I will probably be sharing some of that. By the way, I just poured the Bellmead Reserve cask strength. As you can tell, we're getting later in the stream. I don't have anybody to bounce off of. So, and also I pour a little heavy. So, also, I hope Bourbon Lens that I answered your question effectively earlier. Is Brian Brennicky in here, by the way? One of our patrons, Brian Brennicky, asked. He said, "I don't think I'll be home in time for the stream tonight, unfortunately. But curious if you could get just one of the allocated bottles from this fall, which is at the top of your list." I'd say probably the William LaRue Weller, honestly, because last year's release was so good. And I'm not really that big on the Pappy releases. They're all just kind of the same to me. I changed my mind. I mean, for sure. What's going on? Every holiday bourbon. I gotta catch up. You guys are going quick. Whatever's in the liquor cabinet is Christmas bourbons. Sure, why not? Gift that keeps on giving. I agree. Which batch? Who's to say? Yes, Louis. Easter, Halloween, Memorial Day. Any? Yes. Which batch did you get there, Bourbon Lens? That's what I'm drinking. Mine is batch 3. Batch 3 of this year, the C918. Yep. Can't make it tonight. What's better, winning the lottery or having a job? Having a job. Having a job, because I feel like I worked for it. Serious question from Bourbon Lens. Are the Van Winkles worth these secondary prizes? Heck no. Which batch of Belle Mead? Batch number 9. Thank you, Louis. Matt has batch 3. I am always interested in trying new batches of this because I freaking love this bourbon. This is on my short list for best of 2018, of course. Oh man, that nose is so fruity. Some tobacco on it too. Excuse me. I think I think based on age they are worth retail, but I don't think based on the hype they are worth secondary. That's just me. Yeah, I think really my pick would be either the Stag or the William LaRue Weller from this year's BTAC. So, yeah. Wait. 3, 7, 9, 10, and 11. Are you talking about Elijah Craig Barrel Proof still? I'm confused. The 15-year at $115, I think that's fair as well. I think that's fair. That's one of those where it's well revered. So yeah, I get small astringency on the finish, but everything else is really good with Belle Mead Cask. Sorry, I got confused. See, I don't get the astringency as much on the finish as much as I do just those overwhelming like caramel flavors. That's also kind of coupled with a little bit of like honeysuckle. I think that's very good. That's good stuff, man. And sourced whiskey. I mean, some people are doing it right, and I think the Belle Mead is up there as well. What about Handy? I guess the only Thomas H. Handy that I've had I didn't like, so I would have to try another one. But are you being sarcastic, Matt? Or I'm not sure. Am I okay? Yeah, man, I'm great. I don't have work until 10 tomorrow. I have plenty of time to hang out and recover if I need to. But anyway, Monica said, so I switched to ECBP because I had to after talking about it. Celeste hair missing. Drink. Anyway. With you on the Stag and WLW, if you're BTAC, I can find ryes that I really like for a lot less elsewhere. Knob Creek single barrel. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, okay. You were actually being you're being this one I was like, you know how like it works on the internet where like you can't really tell if people are being sarcastic or not. It is definitely honeysuckle on the back end because honeysuckle, like while it has that sweetness, it has something that is uniquely sharp to it in kind of a sour way. And I love honeysuckle. I mean, I love just picking one off the tree and eating it because I think that's great. But you know, I think it's a fantastic flavor, and I love that on the finish. If it were dominant on the palate, that would be a problem. But I think as far as the finish goes, it's solid. Sarcasm is the death of chat rooms. Yes. And texting as well. I've gotten in arguments before over that. Yeah. Did who take the kids? What kids are you talking about? Also, Harbinger, welcome in. I don't know you, but welcome to the live stream and cheers, friend. So last question that I have is from my buddy and yours, Chad Perkins of It's. Whoa. No. What's happening? No. Nope. Not having that. I don't know who that person is, but that is not cool. Also, I am sorry. Sorry guys. That was not okay. Not okay by that. That pissed me off. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, Harbinger. I'm drinking Bellmead Cast Strength Reserve. Yeah, I know it is. It was just really not what I needed at the end of this stream, because we were having a good time and idiots on the internet decide that they think they are the only people who have a say. So yeah. Anyway, so the last question before we kind of wrap things up, and I have something else I want to touch on too before I get off here, was from my friend and yours, Chad Perkins. Thank you, Negars 23. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate that. Anyway, also hey, let me just say I appreciate how awesome you guys are, because that is one of the coolest things that you guys are all kind of what's happening? No. Go away. No. Oh my gosh. I can't. No. Nope. Not okay. I don't know what's going on. Holy crap. Well, this is a new one. No. Stop. Yeah, it should say message deleted, because there has been a lot of crap going on from these people. I'm gonna finish it up over on yeah, we're gonna finish the stream up over on Instagram. So come check me out over there. Okay, at my bourbon pod.